Hello, and welcome back to Picks and Portraits. Here we are, nearing the end of the Halloween season. Longtime viewers know that this is my favorite time of year. I love making content around this holiday. Hugely nostalgic for me, as I'm sure it is for many of you. Now, this video is not about how much I love Halloween, but rather the transformation that society has gone through this time of year, specifically retail stores. Over the past few months, we've been looking pretty extensively at dying retail, zombie retail, if you will, and this video is going to be an extension of that. We're going to be covering stores, other establishments like fast food places, malls, and how they celebrated Halloween. Before we get into that though, this video was requested by one of our patrons over at patreon.com/picksandportraits. We do not run ads, we are 100% viewer supported, and in exchange offer a ton of exclusive content and benefits. So, if you like what we do and want to help make it happen, please consider supporting us, patreon.com/picksandportraits. With that plug out of the way, let's get spooky. Here in North America, Halloween is one of the few times a year when the world around us changes. Decorations go up. The holiday has its own iconography, the jack-o'-lantern, skeletons, ghosts, black cats. Entertainment switches, seasonal specials, horror movies, everything gets spooky. The days get shorter, depending on where you live. Nature even changes, the temperature drops, the color of the leaves. The year is ending. It is a reflective time where we are confronted with some pretty horrific stuff, including death, be it our own or others, and what comes after. Sounds heavy, but it is presented and packaged in such a celebratory way where we gather, we dress up in costume, socialize, we get candy because of the association with childhood, trick-or-treating. I feel like people have a ton of nostalgia for Halloween. The fact that it's a major cultural event also means quite a bit of marketing material is available, media, memories, so let's look back on some Halloween's past. We are going to be starting in 1980 with Toys R Us, which still exists where I live here in Canada, and is apparently being resurrected in the States. We covered that in our Retail Graveyards video. The ad I found for Halloween has this great piece of animation where Toys R Us turns into a jack-o'-lantern. It advertises a couple of costumes, Big Bird, Yoda. I believe this was a few months after The Empire Strikes Back came out, so that was new, relevant. Toys R Us would reuse this ad's animation 5 years later. The costumes are updated though, with I believe Garfield and Optimus Prime, but I may be wrong about that. This was when costumes were simply a mask and a branded smock. Toys R Us's marketing campaigns also used to include print. Here we are seeing a flyer, or maybe a newspaper clipping from 1980. Yoda is here, that same Yoda we saw earlier, but we do get more variety in terms of costumes, also Spider-Man, Barbie, Snoopy. There are also decorations, monster action figures being promoted here. Customers got a free treat bag with every costume purchase. A quick eBay search shows a similar bag going for about 20 USD. So if you are interested, there's still time before Halloween to grab that. Now, admittedly, this is all before my time. For a look into my childhood, my Halloween, we have this clip here from 1995 or 96. I love looking at clips through time and seeing what changes and what stays the same. Aesthetically, the 90s is much faster. We see inside the store some generic costumes, as well as a Superman costume. Star Wars is still relevant, just like I'm sure it is here in 2022. When Toys R Us went bankrupt, many locations were taken over by Spirit Halloween. Spirit is a seasonal retailer that was founded in 1983 and sells Halloween-related merchandise, obviously costumes, decorations, some very elaborate ones with motorized parts, flashing lights, fog machines, basically everything you need to turn your home into a haunted house. Spirit Halloween has been a meme for years. Their presence usually suggests that a mall is dead or dying. Because they only operate from the summer through October, Spirit usually leases empty retail space. Selling Halloween products is not a year-round business, so there really is no need for permanent locations. And in this era of dead malls, there is certainly no shortage of places where Spirit Halloween can set up shop. Horror movies are a Halloween staple, and looking for spooky video store media led me to this commercial from the mid-80s for a store called Video Biz. Some pretty great special effects here on the ghosts, pretty terrifying too. This is promoting the VHS release of Ghostbusters, so I think it's from about 1985, and gives us a great look into an independent video store of the time. Great stuff. I also found some blockbuster spots from the mid-90s, if you wanted to make it a blockbuster fright. That was their marketing campaign, a play off of their slogan, make it a blockbuster night. Nothing too exciting with these commercials. The first has a bat couple watching a horror movie, but treating it like it's a romantic comedy. The other promo is for horror movies the whole family can enjoy. We see the Blockbuster Presents version of John Carpenter's Halloween, as well as Friday the 13th, Scooby-Doo for the kids. If you wanted to stop for pizza on the way home, Pizza Hut was offering free reflective Halloween safety bags in 1986. In the early 90s, Pizza Hut introduced Pizza Head, a talking slice of pizza who usually got itself into dangerous situations. This was created by comedy writer Walter Williams, who created a similar character, Mr. Bill, on SNL. These commercials ran until the end of the decade and were branded as the Pizza Head Show. Naturally, they had Halloween-themed episodes, or specials. This one here, from 1995, promotes the then-new stuffed crust pizza. This involved putting cheese in the crust and encouraging people to eat their pizza backwards. The first Pizza Head Halloween, he just visits a haunted house. In 1996, Pizza Hut had a tie-in with Goosebumps, the TV show adapted from the books by R.L. Stine. They offered a glow-in-the-dark spoon, as well as masks based off characters from the show. The following year, another Pizza Head short was also made, similar to the first, only it's a different haunted house, a graveyard at one point, and different Goosebumps products, a cup, and something called a story card set. I don't know. If pizza is not your thing, you could always go to McDonald's. The burger chain ran a pretty iconic promotion for Halloween pails beginning in 1986. They began as a standard pumpkin design, though they all apparently had different names, seen here. 4 years later, in 1990, we see some new designs, a green pail, a witch, and a white pail, a ghost. These promos were often paired with short scenes taking place in McDonald Land, and the buckets are closely associated with Chicken McNuggets. McDonald's has resurrected these multiple times throughout the years, most recently this year, in 2022. McDonald's competitor Burger King celebrated Halloween with The Simpsons. The Simpsons had a working relationship with Burger King since 1990 with the plush dolls. In 2001, we got this great set of spooky light-ups, small plastic decorations with several characters decked out in Halloween costumes, some original animation as well, taking place in the Treehouse of Horror. In 2002, they ran a similar promotion, only instead of light-ups, the toys featured a movable screenshot from the show. Now this was new to me. A decade after the first promotion, BK once again offered a set of Simpsons Halloween toys in 2011, which is just pretty wild, just the staying power and popularity of the show. The last thing that I'd like to look at is Malloween. I'm sure events still exist like this, maybe by different names, but this was more or less trick-or-treating at the mall. Shop owners and employees dress up and hand out candy. Instead of going door to door, kids go from store to store. That was awful. There are several benefits to this over traditional trick-or-treating. Safety, for one. The mall's well lit. There are cameras. Also weather. I remember a few times trick-or-treating in the snow or the rain. Some people also live in areas where homes are more spread out and not really conducive to walking. For some towns, the mall is a community hub, or at least they were, where special events took place. Easter with the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus at Christmas, so why not Malloween? Malloween was not limited to just trick-or-treating. Other Halloween-related events took place, like movie screenings, horror movie screenings, costume contests were also big. And yeah, that's about it for today. What are some of your favorite Halloween memories? Did you attend Malloween? Let me know in the comments. Huge shout out to Nate and Kristen over on Patreon for requesting this video. Requesting a video is a perk of the highest tier, but you can get access to a ton of exclusive content for as little as just $5 a month and help keep these videos coming out regularly. So, if you like what we do and have the means, please consider supporting us, patreon.com/pixandportraits. Now, I may still have a trick or a treat for you this year, but if this is the end of the seasonal content, happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks for watching.